Have you been keeping up with Netflix's new series, Three Body Problem? It's based on a sci-fi series of books out of China from like their best selling sci-fi novelist. I don't remember the name. I don't remember much of the details of it. I don't really follow much of that stuff, but the book series has quite the audience, including Barry O, former president Barry O. Um, and it was so good of a series that Netflix adapted it into a show from the creators of Game of Thrones. The show has been released to mixed reviews. I think people are saying it's really good, but this isn't an ad. I don't know. I don't really care if you watch it. I'm not gonna watch it. But some people are saying it's good. Some people in China are saying it is a bad representation of China and they're not happy with it. But the crazier part of the whole story isn't any of that. It's what's been happening like behind the scenes 4 years ago. So the company that owned the rights to the book series, Yoozoo Games, subsidiary of Yoozoo Games, owned the rights to the book, and they sold it to Netflix to make this show. Yoozoo Games is also most notably probably for being the developers of the Game of Thrones browser game, Winter is Coming. But it's not like that's not even the weird connection between this company and Game of Thrones and this three body problem isn't even like the whole thing. That's not the crazy part. That's just, I think, a weird coincidence because it's deeper than that. It's if you ever had a problem with a coworker or a boss, you know, somebody in the office you didn't like.
Yeah. If you could just go ahead and make sure you do that from now on, that would be great. And I'll go ahead and make sure you get another copy of that memo. Okay?
Yeah, no, I have the memo. I've got it. It's right. Hello.
There's different ways you can deal with that. You can go to HR. You can quit. You can complain to the boss if the problem isn't the boss. But you know, even if it is, you can confront him like a man, right? You can poison your employees, or your coworkers. I guess you could do that.
At 8 a.m. today, someone poisons the coffee. Do not drink the coffee. More instructions will follow.
What's exactly what Yoozoo employee and executive Zhu Yao did back in December of 2020. He was head of the subsidiary of Yoozoo Games that owned the rights to Three Body Problem, and I don't know if that is what the issue was, but he had an issue with the company's founder, Lin Key, and 4 other employees at the place. He didn't like the way things were being done.
Care about Pied Piper?
Do I care about Pied Piper? Well, of course.
Because if you do, I'm not seeing it. In fact, what I think I'm seeing is the human equivalent of a flaccid penis.
And he wanted something done about it. So he poisoned their tea. Solid plan, right? He put the poison in the tea, and they drank the tea, and they got sick, and that definitely solved the problem that he was having with the company, right? Except for it didn't. I don't know what the problem is. Maybe it did, actually. I don't know. Maybe it did, but I don't think it did, because what happened instead was the the founder of the company, Lin Key, felt really sick, so we went to the hospital, and the hospital looked at him and went like, oh shit, this guy's been poisoned. So they like called the police, and the police investigated it, probably noticed the 4 other people got poisoned too, and went like, oh, it's probably this guy. So they arrested Zhu Yao for like the poisoning. Lin Key, although he was in the hospital, which is like the best place to be if you've been poisoned, despite that, he still died 10 days later. I don't know what poison it was. I didn't see it. I didn't see anything that told me what poison the guy used. But it's don't use that poison because it took 10 days. I mean, it was good in the sense that it worked. Even in the hospital, they weren't able to save him, but it took 10 days. That's seems like an awful long time. But the other 4 people, they only got sick. They didn't even die. So, but I don't know. Again, maybe it solved his problem. In a way, it did because he was arrested, so he didn't have to go to work anymore, right? Because he was arrested, presumably fired, and sentenced to death. Just the other day, I don't know when exactly, but he was sentenced to death around probably the same day that the show released, because it was like a celebration of his death sentence. The show came out, and then the people over there pirated the show because they're not supposed to have Netflix over there. They found the show, they watched it, and they didn't like it, but other people did. What did you think? I didn't watch it. I'm not gonna. I don't really care. What do you think of the crazy story, though? That's like, would you poison your boss? Because I wouldn't. That's crazy. Why would you poison? Don't poison people. You'll end up get a death penalty. We don't have a death penalty here, but like, you know, you might go to prison and you might get killed in prison and stuff. But either way, don't poison people. It's not right. There's other way. Just quit. If it boils down to it, fucking just quit. Find a new job, man. I don't know. It's crazy. Some Game of Thrones shit, right? Comment what you think. Watch something else. And we'll see you next time.